first noticed there was something wrong with Pearl when her husband was taken into hospital. She didn't seem to realise how ill he was, and during his assessment in A&E, she was lying dancing up and down the ward, which was very extreme. We asked the nurses to take her away while the doctor examined her husband. As he progressed in his illness and he got worse, she kept poking him in the eye to see if he was eating or breathing, or she didn't seem to understand that he'd had a stroke, and kept answering questions about her husband this and her husband that. So after he died, we thought it would be a good idea to maybe get her assessed by her GP. So we went to him and asked for an assessment at the St Albans Mental Health Clinic, which he did for us. I remember taking her for a brain scan to Hemel Hempstead, and again she wandered around. She couldn't sit and just wait for her appointment. She had to just walk in places where it said staff only, and she still wanted to go through that door. There was no understanding. It seemed to have disappeared quite quickly after her husband died. Once we got the diagnosis from the consultant, we put in place carers for her because she didn't want to go into a home. And although she had the mental illness of Pick's disease, you cannot force somebody to do something that they don't want to do. So we had no power to get her looked after on a 24-hour basis. Pick's disease affects the frontal lobes of the brain, where you begin to forget functions. First of all, Pearl forgot people. She remembered her sons, but the carers and myself and her grandchildren, she forgot the names, didn't really know who they were. She kept checking, and she would check maybe 12 times in half an hour who you actually were, and she still forgot.
Hi Mum, come on here.
Right.
Wear yourself out.
Yeah,
it's like
you'll get tired.
on the carpet.
Your legs might hurt you. You're not
She was going on about this fly swatter.
I did so much of it.
Right, you know, it's what... Glad you didn't do this with Janice.
You should go to a place to do it. You should go somewhere to do it.
Well, I wish there was somewhere here.
But there is.
But I can't go all the way to Hadfield now. Don't worry, there's a lot of old people there. I don't know what that's going to be like now. Drink of the J2O.
We've just had breakfast, really.
Well, would you like a J2O drink?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, we're good.
Just say any time. You don't want to drink a J2O?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, relax.
Are you sure? Well, there you go. So much to gain. It's lovely to see you. Without Gary, Martin not coming.
Yeah.
Oh, he went to Norfolk yesterday. I'll have to.
Yeah, you said.
Was it a day trip or a weekend?
I'm not sure what it is. No, because I had a phone from him this morning. And you managed to park outside today, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, lucky then, because sometimes she has a lot of people coming to look after her.
Does she?
And they park outside here, carers and nurses and that. Quite well. I wonder if you're going to have any rain. We seem to have some rain during the day, don't we? At least it rains sometime during the day.
We had it this morning. She would ask questions like, is that your car parked outside? The white one? And we'd say, no, it's the silver one. Or did you park in the drive? No, we parked on the road. Oh, is that your car, the white one? And she just kept repeating because she didn't understand, it didn't go into her sort of brain that it wasn't our car, the white one. She just kept asking the same question over and over again. She could remember, however, many years ago, things that had happened, but she couldn't remember anything that happened within half an hour of her asking. Oh my God. That must have been a long time ago.
That was a few years ago.
Oh, that's good.
Bit of line dancing to that. Grandma and Granddad said he was here. It's quite good. Love from to Grandma and Granddad. Yes, the grandchildren that did it. Rachel, Bethany and Andrew. As soon as you open it up, it goes.
Again. Yeah.
grandma and granddad.
That's good, isn't it?
I haven't heard this music for a long while.
As the disease progressed, she began to forget what food items were, and she'd stick to eating things that she knew, like cracker bread and butter, and that's all she'd have. So her diet really wasn't good enough for an elderly person. And this continued for many, many weeks. Also, her general health and her care became very, very difficult. The carers that came in did try to bath her and wash her, but she kept telling them that, oh, I've done that, oh, well, I have eaten, I have done this, I have done that, and she hadn't, and we all didn't realise how bad she was.
Don't really know the dates now. The 3rd of October?
3rd of October's me.
That's good. That's good. And Harold's was October, wasn't it? Harold, yeah. Harold.
What, my son? My brother?
Your brother Harold, yeah. Wasn't he the 2nd?
I can't remember now because he's gone such a long way away.
He died, didn't he?
Who?
Your brother.
Harold. About a year ago.
Harold, I didn't think he died.
Pearl became increasingly ill within the home she was in, and they had to get her into A&E, where they found that she had septicemia and pneumonia. Because she was unable to look after herself within her own house with her carers, they found that she had lots of bed sores that had obviously got infected. So they did get her into a bed in one of the wards, and as the days wore on, she became worse, and her speech stopped, and she was babbling like a baby. They had to puree her food, and unfortunately the food wasn't actually going into the stomach, it was going to the top of the lung, which has symptoms of somebody sort of suffocating very slowly. We were called into the consultant's office on visiting Pearl. Were told they could do nothing else for her. The Pick's disease had rapidly taken over her brain. So they suggested we put her into end-of-life care back in the home she had been in, which we did. We were with Pearl when she died on a Sunday morning, and it was extremely calm, and she just went to sleep. Pearl, before this all happened, she was very hardworking. She was very in charge of every situation. I remember a time that she would try and take charge of my own children, and my husband and my wedding she was very in control of. So she's quite a powerful lady in her day, and it was very sad to see her go the way she did.